everyone, it's Tiffany with Ready, Set, Create, coming to you with a live process video. It is Monday, July 8th. I had to check. I didn't actually know what the date was. So I'm going to do a scrapbook page tonight. Creative Memories has a sizzling summer, I'm going to forget the words for it, but sizzling summer thing going on right now where they have sketches that are going to be coming out, and it's like a challenge to try to do all the sketches as they come out this summer, and you can upload them into the virtual crop group and be entered to win some prizes. So this is Sizzling Summer sketch number 1 that I'm going to use tonight. I printed it out and then don't know what I did with it. So I am going to be going from memory, but I looked at the sketch earlier. So when I do the post, I will share the sketch so you can see what I was working with. But I'm going to be using some pictures from 4th of July the other day. I have the 3rd of July and the 4th of July because in the small town that I lived in for the past 15 years, they have a big bonfire every 3rd of July. So I have a couple of pictures from that, and then I have a couple of pictures from 4th of July at my friend's cabin. So I'm going to be working on those. I said that I was going to be using the new Perfectly Patriotic, but I can't find it. I don't think I actually ordered it, so I have to go place an order. I thought that I had ordered it, and it's not in one of my latest boxes. So I pulled out the United We Stand, which was a patriotic collection from probably 4 years ago, and I still have a few pieces left. So this is a good chance for me to kind of kill this kit, use the rest of it, and make this layout. Now, I am working in a happy album this year. This is something new for me. I've been scrapping since 1999, and I have exclusively done 12 by 12s except for 2005 when I did a 6 by 4 album, and I actually had to do 3 albums that year because 6 by 4 is really tiny. And then ever since then I've gone back to 12 by 12. So this year I decided to try a happy album, which is Creative Memories size album. This is what I have so far. This is going to be the beginning of the year highlights, and then I have a few pages that I have done so far, and I am enjoying it, but I haven't quite found my groove yet because it's a different size for me, and so I'm having a hard time kind of reeling it in and making things smaller. This was a fun one to do, but I'm gonna work again in this album to make my 4th of July layout. I find it easier to work outside the album and then wallpaper it in, mainly because that's what I'm used to doing. I normally use top loading pages, and so I make my page and then put it into a top loading protector. So I have already cut 2 pieces of paper to be my background. I wanted to do a white background for this, and I'm going to trim my photos. I just need my photo trimmer. Hold on. I went scrapping last weekend and I haven't unpacked from that yet. And so I don't quite have my act together as far as supplies go. I hope everybody's been having a great summer so far. My holiday weekend was wonderful. I know it's really hot here in New England. If you're in New England with me, it's hot. I am a summer girl. I love the heat, so this is my weather. I love it, and I love summer in New England. So I have been taking full advantage of swimming and being in the sun and enjoying myself, because once winter hits, I hibernate. I don't do any winter sports. I don't frolic in the snow. Not a winter girl. Okay, so I have my photos trimmed, and I think what I'm going to do is do the 3rd of July over here and the 4th of July here. So I have these photos and those photos, and just kind of do a little cluster. I'm going to disregard the sketch in how they laid out the photos because that just doesn't work for what I'm doing, but I'm going to follow kind of the background of it. So that's probably how I'm going to do my photos. I like that, but I'm going to build the background first. Grab my paper trimmer. And my papers. And if you have any questions as I'm going, feel free to ask. I will post this on my YouTube channel afterwards so you can see the replay anytime. So I'm going to use, the sketch showed like some banners across the top. So I am going to use just the blue papers, set the other ones aside. Hi, Judy. You had some fabulous pool weather today, nice and hot. So I'm going to do 3 banners on each side, well, kind of banners. I'm going to trim this paper to 2 inches wide. Yeah, because this is a little over 6 inches. So if I do 3 pieces that are 2 inches wide and maybe 3 inches long, I think that would be maybe 4 inches long. I'll do 4 inches and see how that goes. I'm going to start with a 4-inch strip. And then I'm going to trim this to 2. Same thing here. Well, I gotta just give myself a straight edge. I'm down to the last pieces from this collection because it's been around for a while. So I'm going to trim this to 4 inches and then turn this to 2. And like I said, I will post the sketch with my finished layout, but you can always go over, oh, I like that one too. You can always go over to the Creative Memories virtual crop and see what people are working on. If you do hashtag Sizzlin' Summer #1, I think, you will see what people have come up with so far. So I have 3 patterns. I'm going to start with that and see how that goes. And I'm going to grab my corner rounder. Yes, Judy, I've gotten a lot of sun the past few days. I'm very tan. So the sketch called for 3 banner pieces going across here. And what I'm going to do is round the bottom 2 edges on each one, rather than making them banner pieces, because I'm going to punch a banner to go over this, so I don't want to be duplicating and making a lot of angles. Sometimes too many harsh angles is hard on the eye. And I'm going to be using this punch afterwards to go across. So I think that will be good. Okay, so I'm going to adhere those down. I think what I'm going to do is put the dark one in the middle, and I'm going to fold over just like 1/4 of an inch on each one. Put a little bit of adhesive just to give it a little interest. If you have double-sided paper, it's so fun to fold over a piece of it just to show that other side. And this is why I separated these 2 pieces, because they're the opposite sides, so I didn't want them to be right next to each other. So I'm going to make the fold, unfold it, add my adhesive, and fold it back down again. That one's very crooked, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. I like this one with the little bit of red peeking out. Okay. I'm also going to grab my little stapler, and I'm just going to add a little staple to each one. Well, I'm adding 2 staples to each one just for some added interest. I like to add things like this that are kind of bumpy, not necessarily the typical thing you'd put on a scrapbook page, but I just like to add that little bit of something different. Okay. Now I am ready to adhere these down. And if you're worried about placement, you could always use repositionable. That gives you a little bit of leeway to move it around. I am just eyeballing this, so it's not perfect. And you could add more patterns in to add more color to the page. Okay, so now I'm going to grab this banner punch. This is the new garland banner that I really like, because this is something that you can use for all kinds of layouts. And I'm going to grab this red paper. I haven't actually used this yet, but I'm going to line it up with, there's a line right here, 2 black lines. So I'm going to start my paper on that line as best I can. And then I'm going to move it down and just match my punch to the picture on the base. And that's going to make sure that the punch lines up nicely. I think I have to do another one because that's only 12 inches and the background paper is 6 3/4, so I'm going to need 2 of these. Now I'm using Creative Memories paper with these punches. I tend to be pretty gentle and I baby my punches. So I don't use my heavy duty cardstock in these. I like using the Creative Memories paper because it's thin, lightweight. I have a lot of heavyweight cardstock that I'll use for my card making, but I don't use it when I'm punching because I don't want to get my punches all jammed up. And this punch is great. You could use this for a birthday, graduation, parades, so many things you could use it for. So now I'm going to lay this across and I'm going to grab my repositionable so that I can put this adhesive on here and move it if I need to. So I'm going to line that edge up there. My scissors. I haven't unpacked my scissors yet. When you go away for a crop I don't tend to unpack right away, and then I forget. So there's one side. Now I'm going to do the other side. You can see why I had to cut 2 full strips, because one cut in half just wouldn't be enough. It was only 6 inches, and I need that 6 3/4 to run across the whole layout. And I could match these up, but I'm not worried about that. But if you want to take the time to do that, you certainly could. Okay, so now I have the base done. Now I showed you how I was going to line up my 3 photos kind of clustered here and here. Before I do that, I want to add a little bit of inking to the back of my page, because it's just kind of plain white and I want to add a little bit of interest to it. So I have just a sheet that was from some embellishments, and I'm going to grab my blue marker, and I have the lighter blue, and I'm going to scribble right on my paper. I'm not going to go over near that orange because that's left over from something else. I have a little spray bottle here. So you quick little spray. My photos are going to go right in the center here, maybe kind of down here and up here a little bit. So maybe I'll try to do the inking here and here. Yeah, that'll be good. So I'm just going to smoosh it down. Oops. Do a little bit more, just scribbling. A little bit of water. I'm not happy with how this came out, so I'm going to do a little bit more scribble, and I'm just going to do that light gray, that blue gray. Okay. Just kind of looks like a mess right now, but I'm going to add my photos, and then it's just going to be peeking out. So I have my 3 from 3rd of July, and then my 3 from the 4th of July. And just trying to see, yeah, I think that's good. So I have these overlapped. I'm going to leave them right where they are and just pull out the bottom one. Put some adhesive on that and lay that one down. So I just kind of work my layers from beneath. And now I've got that 3rd. And I didn't even get, so I need to put some ink down here because I really covered up most of it. So I'm going to grab that blue gray again. Just a little bit. Still not enough. I need more down at the bottom. Now, if you are nervous about doing this right on your layout, do it on a piece of journaling paper, do a journal box with this. That way, if it doesn't come out the way you're thinking it would, it's no big deal. Okay, that's a little, I think I'm gonna lift it up a little bit. Yeah, it's good. Okay, now I'll get these over here. Just looking for spots where I can overlap the photos. And again, starting from the bottom and working my way up, kind of hold those in place. And layer them. I love to layer my photos. And I might need to come back with more adhesive on these because I didn't put very much, and because they're on top of the inking, I might find that tomorrow I need to add more. So the sketch also called for like a border across the bottom. All I'm going to do is take some of that red and just tear a piece, a little strip that I can have going across the bottom. And this is nice because you get that texture, and I'm going to run that along the bottom. Tuck it right under my photo, so I just have to lift that up. Now I do the same thing again on the other side. I'm going to tear towards me so that I get that white core showing. You could also tear against a ruler, and that will give you more of a straight edge if you're not wanting to lose that control of the shape. Tearing against a ruler will give you a much cleaner line, and it gives you that control. Oh, thanks, Judy. Hi, Angel. So I need to do my title, and I looked through my stash of letters. I have a ton of alphabet letters that I've collected over the years, and I decided that I need to make an effort to use them. So I pulled out these big chipboard letters that I really love, and they're actually winter letters. A couple of them have snowflakes on them, but on here I don't think you will notice. And I have, let's see, a J, a U, an L, and the Y is tan, and that I don't want. So what I'm going to do is just take this gray color, and I'm going to color right over my letter. Because this is a chipboard, it's not glossy, it's a matte chipboard, so I can color with this marker right over it. And then I'm going to take a white gel pen, and I'm going to add some polka dots to it. I think it needs to dry a little bit. I'll try that later. I think it still needs to dry. But I'm going to take my J. These are a million years old. I don't even know if it says what year it is, but I bought these a long time ago. Yeah, like the U has snowflakes on it, but I don't think anyone's going to notice that. I just want to start using the things in my stash, you know? I'm sure that you know how that is. So I'm going to put these here. And then see what else. I just want a little tag right there that I can say 3rd and 4th. Third and 4th of. I'm going to cut a little fishtail at the end of this. put that right on top of my words. I'm going to trim this down a little bit, make it a little more narrow. 3rd and 4th of July. Okay, then I still have a little spot here that I can do my journaling. But that's it. That was a pretty quick and easy layout. It's, like I said, this is different for me working in this size album. This is, I'm definitely still finding my stride, and hopefully I'll get there. It's just different for me. So when I look at a 2-page layout, I just need to squish things down a little bit. And sometimes I have to take out elements of a sketch because you can't fit it all in there, especially when you want to get the photos. That's the most important part. But yeah, I think this is fun. So if you have the patriotic paper, the new Perfectly Patriotic, or if you don't, you have the old United We Stand. I still have a little bit of that left. So, you know, and then you can pull things out of your stash and make it work. I like just this little hint of red. I think that's kind of nice. So thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you continue to have a wonderful summer, and I'll be back here because my craft room is in the basement and it is nice and cool. So this is a good place to be on hot days like this. So you will for sure see me again soon. See you next time. Bye-bye.